Welcome, folks. I am Jaby Koay, joined by ACHARA KIRK.
Yo!
And Andrew Flash Gordon. We are watching Harley Quinn, Season 1, Episode 3, So You Need a Crew. If you're watching this on YouTube, you will see a cut-down version of our reaction because we're only allowed to show you a limited amount of picture-in-picture. But if you want to watch the whole thing with us, uncut, uninterrupted, head over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/JabyKoay. I don't know where I'm pointing. Or become a member of this YouTube channel in order to watch the entire episode with us without cuts or interruptions, but you will need your own subscription to HBO Max. So you can open up the episode in an adjacent window to our reaction, and it's like you're watching it with 3 of your favorite pals from the internet. 3. 1, a 2, a 3.
3 is the magic number.
Oh, you don't know the reference. This is a lollipop reference. If you guys are watching this on memberships or Patreon already, thanks so much for supporting us here. If you're watching this on YouTube, smash that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and vote this up, please. All right, here we go.
You speak Russian?
Oh, yeah, I can only say 2 things. Это без glutena and the other one.
Oh,
Hey!
That was close.
Oh, no. How are you going to do that? You can't do that.
Yes!
So resourceful.
This is my score!
Well, it was.
God damn it, Joker.
Throw Harley out. Whatever you say, boss.
This show is like Animaniacs for grown-ups.
I mean, I get by just fine on my own, so.
Your independence is quite inspiring.
Look at Dr. Psycho, perfect example. Doesn't have a crew, yet still taking on Wonder Woman, like a champ.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to end well.
That really hurt, you
That's where everyone draws the line.
If he'd had a crew, they would have told him to use the B word instead. And if I had one, I'd use that warhead to blackmail Gotham.
That's where they drew the line, not the violence and destruction.
You can't go around calling women a C word, okay?
They bleeped it out of the show. Like, that's hilarious.
Meet Blaze. Explosives. Lot of buzz on him.
Join me, and we'll be doing $1 million heists in no time. Who's with me?
Can't. I got a family emergency.
I have a thing.
Oh my God.
I don't have no problem because I am actually...
Jeez.
Good fucking God.
I thought you were playing the role of literal piece of shit.
Not yet.
Ugh, it's in my hair.
Now I'm a literal piece of shit.
Ah.
Clayface or fuckface?
Oh, there he is.
We'll be involved. Who's in?
I do not fucking believe this. And then they all ran off with that loser Kite Man.
Yeah. The loser that guy is.
Oh, boy.
Real supervillain is gonna give away their trade secrets.
Well, maybe not give away.
I max all your dreams come true.
This guy's such a dude.
Two-Face! What do they have that you don't?
A penis?
A crew! When I robbed the 1996 Olympics, oh, thank you very much. Just lovely, fun times. I literally sleep on a pile of gold.
Ivy, hear that? Sleeps on gold.
You know, honestly, with the amount of coke this guy does, I doubt he's sleeping on anything.
You were so inspiring. If you don't mind, I got a couple questions.
And I've got one big answer.
Sexy music.
It's just your greased up nipples.
Just between us, I painted it.
Weird.
You'll never get a crew because no bad guy will ever work for a woman. My 2 cents.
Then here's mine. See a urologist, because creepy dick wasn't just an insult, it was a concern. Then maybe I don't need a bad guy. With your ability to control all plant life on Earth and my gymnastics, I mean, there's nothing we can't do if we team up.
I said no.
So even. Same powers.
There's a glass ceiling for female supervillains, okay? Like, sure, we're tolerated.
Oh.
There was this sorceress, right? She's known as the Queen of Fable. Decided to turn Gotham into an evil forest by using sorcery to pull characters from the pages of storybooks.
Well, what happened to her?
Ask her yourself.
Taxes for free, not for free.
FYI, bailing out your klepto aunt with the snow globe fetish does not count.
That Wanda Sykes?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm looking for the Queen of Fables.
You just found her, sweetie.
Well, she sounds like her.
There I was with my crew. A bunch of dumb storybook things. When the heroes showed up. Oh, it was a horror.
The egg.
Maybe your story will turn out different. I couldn't get a crew because no one believed in me. So I had to make my own by believing in stupid little things like Mark. No offense, Mark.
Fable's pretty fun, right?
She was pretty bleak. Before I left, she was like, I have to use the bathroom. There, I did it.
Jesus.
I just wanted you to know what you're up against, you know, because I love you. Don't make a thing of it.
A man can't show emotion.
A man?
Fuck you, Ivy.
She was talking to me! An individual person who exists outside of you!
Yes.
Look, you,
this.
a person who is leaving you! Why you get back here, you miserable...
No. We'll probably get third chance. Oh my God, so true.
Join you? I'm in the big leagues, Mama. The LOD, the Legion of Doom. Hard pass.
We cannot condone Dr. Psycho's use of the C word.
Hey.
We're gonna steal this asshole's gold medals and anything else we can get our hands on. Like the saying goes.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Oh, I was gonna say, the prick has it coming, but yeah, I like your...
Lex Luthor's being played by Gus Fring.
Oh, really?
What's his name? Giancarlo?
Oh.
Why he spent his whole life dreaming of being one.
Yeah, no, none of that. You're just a mailman. Deliver the mail.
My mind is a world with a delicious new character you'll soon meet.
I can't even.
Here's your mail, Dad.
Dad?
Years ago, you met Mama in a piano bar and knew you must have her. Damn what your parents thought. She might have been from the wrong side of the tracks, but she was on the right side of your heart.
I thought I'd lost you forever after Piano Bar Janet said she took care of it.
Oh, she tried, but it didn't take.
Who do you need me to mind control to open the door?
No one. Just squeeze in the crawl space. Get into the house.
Oh, no.
His head's too big.
I'm a genius telepath. Why are you wasting me on this?
You're the only thing small enough to fit.
Oh.
And then after getting the Medal of Honor in war, I toured the world playing ping pong.
What a remarkable journey your life has been.
Oh, Forrest Gump.
Really similar to that of Forrest Gump. It is rather strange you don't share your mother's brilliant blue eyes. My mistake, I guess. Trick of the light. Although I don't know how you avoided her family proclivity for hunchback.
No.
Son, you are the spitting image of your mother.
I'm so glad you think...
Who do you work for, monstrosity? Joker?
Oh, no, you didn't.
Wait. Don't emasculate him.
Thanks, Psycho.
All right, dickhead, just drop the list.
I wish I could, but I bit my tongue.
Oh.
Jesus.
Harley Quinn's crew ain't nothing to fuck with.
Sounds like Harley Quinn, former girlfriend of the Joker, is striking out on her own.
Holy fucking shit. Not have seen that coming.
It's been 30 long years since a female villain had a crew, when the Queen of Fables tried to smash through that glass ceiling but was imprisoned in the U.S. tax code by the Justice League.
'Cause they're bitches.
Oh, no, I got a warhead. I traded the gold medals for it.
Get out of town. Where is it?
I'll use it to blackmail the city, just like I said I would.
Hey, y'all, it's me again. This just in. We take you live to a high-speed chase on the abruptly renamed Harley Quinn Parkway.
Totally worth it.
Right?
Wow.
Wow. I love how they talk about some real shit. They're just being very on the nose, I guess, with the whole glass ceiling thing. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I guess things are changing now, but there definitely is a sense of, for a long time, it was like, oh yeah, women can only get so far. And they're addressing that in this. And I love that Harley Quinn is just like, nope, I'm gonna smash through that glass ceiling. Pow, pow, pow. Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting take on women have to deal with, and now we see that you just got to get a crew, you know? You got to find like a psychopath and a guy who can change appearances into other people. That's how you break through that ceiling. That's one way of breaking through the ceiling. But
you got to believe in them because no one else believed in them, you know? Like sometimes you have to scrape the bottom of the barrel, but your superpower is that you soldier on through anyway.
And I like how this episode also taught us that the world stops on the C word. That's where we draw the line.
That was remarkable. They also were censoring the phallic part.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's almost more funny because she's like, oh my god, that is, I don't know what she said exactly, but it's just like a horrific penis, right? And it's like, by censoring it, your imagination just goes, okay, well, how bad could it be?
Yeah.
Like literally everyone's like, oh my god, that's a monstrosity. That's like the worst thing I've ever seen.
What is the 80s film that had a plant that came alive and was the guy had to keep feeding it?
Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors. Is that what this plant is basically based on?
Like Seymour?
Yeah.
I guess.
That's what I was thinking when I originally saw it. I was thinking of that.
Yeah, it definitely gives me that vibe.
Yeah, especially with the voice too.
Well, the voice is what's that actor's name? He was in Spider-Man.
Jay Smooth?
I think
Jaby Smooth?
Yeah, Jaby Smooth. I think that's who it is. Or if it's not him, it sounds awful lot like him. An uncanny, similar sound to his vocal quality.
I mean, they make some good points as well. I guess in the world, in society, it seems like men can get away with so much. And then if a woman says something or does something and people don't like it or they want to put her down or, you know, put her in a corner or something, then immediately it's like, she's a crazy bitch. She's hysterical. Like, you know, don't listen to her or whatever, and immediately discredit her. And I kind of see all of that happening to Harley in this episode as well. And just like throughout the series too, because she's never taken seriously. She's always been Joker's girlfriend, and that's been her whole identity. So I love that she's getting this opportunity to branch out on her own, find herself, which is kind of the classic breakup story. Like, oh, I got a new haircut, I got a new look, and I'm going out there and I'm gonna find myself, and I don't need him, and I'm gonna prove him wrong.
I also thought too, I thought they were maybe hedging towards Poison Ivy possibly joining the crew towards the end. I thought maybe they were going to go that direction, but interesting characterization as well of Maxie Zeus. I just watched the episode in Batman the Animated Series. That was an interesting portrayal too that they showed in that, and that character debuted in the comics, I believe, in 1979. So I like how they had a little bit of different take here. He's much more narcissistic here in this take. Obviously with Harley Quinn, he vehemently just views her as a sex object. So I like that he got his comeuppance at the end there, and then...
he was essentially Anthony Robbins. I mean, you think about it. The very huge guy with a big face is this like
motivational speaker.
Motivational speaker, yeah. I mean, Clayface, I have not watched the animated series in a long time. Has Clayface always been a thespian, an actor? I don't remember his character.
In the animated series, he was an actor. They had him playing the character of Matt Hagen in the animated series. I know in the Arkham City, in the video game, he was Basil Carlo, I believe it was. Okay. So there's different iterations of the character. I don't think they mentioned his name in this one. They just just say he's a bartender. But yeah, I mean, as far as I know, he's always been an actor. But from what I remember, yes.
Poison Ivy asked if the kite guy asked about her, and I was like, see, there it is. That's the plant. No pun intended.
I guess there's
she's developed feelings
there.
for him.
Yeah, I mean, if he shuts up enough,
you can't blame her. I mean, the guy, got naked, jumped in her bed. I mean, what woman wouldn't get feelings for someone like that?
What I also find a little bit interesting is the portrayal of the superheroes, looking at it from their perspective, because I guess with any literature, any story, the bad guys are supposed to see themselves as the good. right? They're supposed to see their path, their endeavor as noble, like, because in their insane mind, they're the hero or they're the protagonist.
Exactly.
The way that they're portraying from this plant lady's, not the plant lady, but the fable lady.
Queen of Fables.
Queen of Fables, yeah. Like, the way they were portraying the heroes from her perspective is they were really evil, ripping apart all of her minions like Homelander or the boys, you know what I'm saying? That's quite interesting to just see that from their perspective, because, I mean, that's how that would play out, you know?
Well,
if in their mind, the Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, they're awful people.
Yeah,
you know?
and also just what happened to her, you know, because she's all like, oh, you know, if it was a male villain, then they get called a supervillain and they just get put in Arkham. But for her, she gets, I guess, a really bad punishment, because there's no way she's breaking out of that. And they made her into the most boring book ever, the tax code, the US tax code. That's dry. They couldn't have made her into like a fun comic book or something.
Didn't Poison Ivy end up in Arkham Asylum?
Yeah, they busted out of Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, she wasn't trying to break the glass ceiling and become a supervillain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you try too hard, if you try to step out of your lane, as it were, then you get punished and you get put back into your place, because...
Yeah. Where does this happen? I'm very ignorant here. I understand I'm a dude, and so I have male privilege or something. I don't understand what's being espoused here. There's plenty of female millionaires making way more money than I am.
And as I said at the beginning of the discussion, I mean, I feel like things are changing more now, and this might be kind of addressing something that we've made changes to, you know, and that we're starting to see not really have as much of an effect. But I feel like a lot of things that they're showing in this series, right? Like, even when she starts talking to Maxie Zeus and he just immediately assumes that she wants to have sex with him, it's like, no, but this is something that I feel like I've heard from friends. If they're trying to talk to a man who, you know, they want to be their mentor or something, oftentimes this whole sexual aspect can kind of come into it, and they're just like, no, but I don't want to go on a date with this guy. Like, that
happens in the reverse as well,
I'm just
though.
trying to have a conversation.
The power dynamics obviously don't show up as often, but that happens in the reverse, where you have a powerful female and there's a guy who like needs something, mentorship or whatever, or a job, and she's like, well, if you put out, sure. That does happen.
I guess we don't hear about it as often.
Because guys are less prone to complaining about their troubles. They're like, just swallow it, push it down like a man, you know, forge ahead, you know. Also, guys probably don't encounter it as much as women might. Probably has something to do with the fact that you have more males in charge or something. Or I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. But like, I remember watching this interview with Bill Burr sometime back. This woman was asking him, you know, how come female comics are not treated as well or something. And he goes, make better jokes. It's that simple. Stop bitching about your problems. Make better jokes. I don't have a take on this necessarily. I'm just asking curiously, like, when does this happen? How are women held back? What is the ceiling that you're talking about? Because I'm not aware of it. That's all I'm asking.
I feel like that's potentially a way bigger conversation than we can have in the discussion for this video, because there's lots of layers to it.
You look at stuff like the NBA versus the WNBA as an example, right? Not to take this in a weird direction, but like the NBA, everyone's interested in that, right? And the WNBA has been around for a long time. There's just not as much of an interest. And it's like, that is there. There's a platform there for female basketball players who can shine and whatnot and are quite successful in that field. But the lack of equal pay has less to do with lack of equal skill, but more to do with just general interest.
Well, yeah, it's a lack of interest. And I guess just because people don't often take women seriously in that field of sport. And not that I'm super knowledgeable in sports that I can really speak on that.
I don't know what I'm talking about here. I'm going to keep saying that repeatedly. I'm quite ignorant in this area, but like in my dumb brain, it just comes down to bankability. It's like, how bankable are you? And when it comes to female comedians, how funny are you? Because if you're funny's funny. There's no gender on that. It's like, if you're funny, you're funny, you know?
Yeah.
I remember seeing an interview sometime back with, it was like a panel of women. I guess it was like around the Me Too era, and it was a group of women just talking about, like, you know, their issues and whatnot, and their fight is, and I'm like, okay, cool, like, good, you know, but all it ever comes down to is bankability, because if people like you, you will sell out. Your movie will perform well. There is a disparity, as I understand it, between what a woman receives on average for acting versus a guy. But again, I think that all comes back to, how does your movie sell versus this dude over here? That's it. You're like, I'm gonna.
Andrew's like, I'm not chiming in on this conversation.
I'm enjoying what I'm hearing. No, it's a good debate here.
Very reticent to say this. It just sounds like white lady problems. That's what this sounds like to me. Go out there and hustle your ass. If you're doing great, people will notice. It's that simple. You know, if you're interesting, if you're funny, if you're dope, people will notice and they will pay to watch you. It's fun in the context of the show, but like sometimes they're very on the nose. Like in the beginning of the episode 1, they're like, "Hello, white people," I'm like, or white guys or something. I'm like, whoa, okay.
Joker even made a joke about that where he was like, "Oh, women can't be funny," because one of his henchmen was like, "Oh, well, Harley Quinn's funny," and he's like, "Women aren't funny."
Yeah,
you know, that's that's a thing.
That is a running joke. How did you feel about the scene where Harley Quinn couldn't get a crew together early on because she was no longer with the Joker?
Just indicative of this whole episode, like, again, just talking about like how people don't take women seriously. So I mean, in context of the episode, I thought that made total sense that like, oh, woman's asking, no, I'm not interested. And then when whoa, do you want to jump into this help portal? Oh, guy's asking me? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, again, in context of this episode, it made sense. I mean, when you think about the misogyny in there, if it wasn't so self-aware and not taking itself seriously, it would have been like, all right, this is really messed up. But in context of the show, I thought it was funny.
Yeah. I remembered what the thing is now. So this notion that you talked about it briefly of a guy can do something and he will get like 3 or 4 chances. A woman can do something and she's called a crazy bitch and doesn't get any more chances after that. What are y'all talking about? I have no idea what that's in reference to. Because like I look at Louis C.K., for instance, and he still gets so much shit for something he did years ago at this point. And
right. I mean, that's the one thing I've noticed with a lot of men is if it's something sexual, then yeah, you're pretty much cancelled for good. But I think most other things you could come back, you know, like Chris Brown hit Rihanna. He really beat her up. He's back. He's still super popular, you know.
Amber Heard's got a 6-picture deal now. Yeah, just kidding.
Johnny Depp suffered for a really long time because of that. Although I guess that doesn't support the argument that I'm trying to make. But
this is just something I'm not clear about because I don't have examples that come to my mind immediately. Because I think about guys who got like canceled or Me Too'd or whatever. It just said the wrong thing, and then I think both people can suffer. Roseanne Barr, she lost her show because of a tweet.
Sure.
Right?
I mean, I guess the one data point that I have, like I follow Jamila Jamil on Instagram, and something she points out a lot is that in the media, if a woman says something, it's not something that people generally like or they want to malign her, then they will print things about how she's like crazy or hysterical, and that's kind of the spin that media will take on it. One data point, I'm fully aware that like, oh, I might be brainwashed because like I'm following this one lady. I'm just kind of going, oh, that's interesting that you mentioned that because you know, that's something that she says happens to her quite a fair bit. I thought that was an interesting thing that they brought up in this episode.
I'm a skeptical guy by nature. I like to ask a lot of questions, but I do like to get educated, and examples for me are the easiest way to educate me in terms of like broadening my horizons and understanding this conversation better, because I hear the complaint a lot, but I'm like, but I don't see the examples as often. And maybe it's just because I'm not doing a good enough job of looking out for them.
Well, yeah, and then also I think maybe it's different, like you say, when you experience these things and perhaps they come across as more microaggressions and you are used to them in a way in your everyday life.
It's a necessary move, but I know a guy who is an aspiring director. He had opportunities to take on certain jobs that are related to huge IPs that you guys are familiar with. They said, well, we can't hire you because we're trying to hire more women. And it's like, why not just go for the people who are like the dopest at this job?
I mean, that's like, I guess, a kind of different conversation than, you know, what the show brings up. But yeah, no, I agree with you that we ought to hire the best people for the job, regardless of race, gender, whatever. But I also understand just the desire to have more representation just across the board, because that's also really important.
Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed something here. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon on notifications for this up. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
ACHARA.
And
Andrew Gordon.
Peace out.